If you go to the PT exam and make the common errors that you don't know about, you are committing a crime against yourself, because with 100% surety, these will hamper your PT exam scores. Once you watch this video, you will not only learn new things about the exam, but also you will realize that you have been making these kind of errors and destroying your scores. Time to get away from these things. Greetings everyone, Anurag here from Edutrainex PTE. Welcome back to this interesting video on 10 most common errors that people make in the PT exam in 2024. Where I am going to show you the blunders people make in the exam and why so many are failing in the PT exam because of that in this particular year. You can also join our paid live classes where we teach all the latest information about the PT exam. We are just a message away. And make sure you hit the subscribe button and then watch this video right till the end. It will be worth watching. To err is human. ये कहावत तो सबने सुनी होगी. We do make mistakes, but the thing is that you have to learn to improve from your mistakes. Otherwise, you will land up like this girl from Australia. She gave the exam 15 times, repeating the same number of mistakes that she was doing before. You don't want to be in the same place. A lot of money, time, frustration, everything is getting wasted. So the idea here is to, like this girl, when she came to us, we helped her to improve the mistakes, focus on the key areas where she was lacking. And then in the very next attempt, she was able to clear it. So similar to those things, I thought to make a video and share it with you. If any one of you are making the same mistakes, it's time to fix it, because of the software updates, the exam is changing, questions are changing. So it's time to look at this and make sure you are not doing any of these. The number one mistake that people are doing in this year is not clicking next after finishing their speaking responses. So what is happening? Because of the crowded atmosphere, because there are people who are shouting, literally shouting right next to you. And in the exam, when you finish your speaking, if you don't click next, the microphone may still absorb some of the background noises and they get added to your response, and your response will not sound more natural after that. So that's why some people have got low scores because of that. This is the number one thing that you need to keep it in mind. As soon as you finish your response, whether the microphone gets cut off after 3 seconds or not, it's your responsibility. You click next so that you make sure. And sometimes the microphone may not hit the 3-second mark because of the background noises and it will continue recording. So that's what you need to fix in the exam. Don't let the other people's sound get recorded in your responses. It will completely let down your scores. So please fix this as soon as possible. Whenever you're going to take the exam next, keep this in mind. The second mistake that people make, again from the speaking section, is closing their eyes in the repeat sentence questions. I know it gives you a lot of focus when you close eyes, when you put your headphones like this, just the way this lady is doing in the picture. So it gives you focus. Yes, I agree. But closing the eyes is a problem, because in repeat sentence, there is no beep sound. There is no beep sound like the read aloud, describe image, retell lecture. There is no beep sound in repeat sentence. So you have to keep your eyes on the screen. Okay. You have to keep looking at the status. As soon as it changes to recording, you need to start speaking. Okay. That is also one thing you need to keep it in mind. Don't start speaking straight away after you finish listening to the recording. You need to let the status changes. There is a couple of seconds gap after the speaker finishes saying and then when you are supposed to speak. So there are a couple of seconds gap. That is why I'm asking you to look at the status. As soon as it changes to recording, then you speak your responses. Because what happens, some students, they just start speaking as soon as the audio finishes. And what happens, only half of the response is recorded, because by the time the microphone gets activated, you have already spoken more than half of your response. So don't do this mistake. Keep your eyes open. If at all you are unable to resist that, closing your eyes for more focus, then only close it for the duration when the audio is playing. As soon as the audio finishes, open your eyes and look at the status, which is right at the middle of the screen. It will change to recording, then you start speaking. Fix this mistake, very, very important. A lot of people are getting low scores because of such mistakes. Don't do that. The third one is what to do with summarized written text. Now, this is a writing task. So what happens? What is the popular techniques here that we use? What we do is use the copy paste techniques. We copy one sentence from this paragraph, other sentence from other paragraph, and that's what we do. So content is important in this question. So what is content? Content is the main keywords of the passage that is given to you. And sometimes what happens when you just pick up the sentences from here and there, those may or may not contain the relevant keywords that will give you higher points for content. So you can raise a question whether templates are better or not. Of course, templates will allow you to choose your own keywords from here and there. We do have elaborate videos on summarized written text to show you how to use the templates, even how to improve the copy paste techniques. So make sure you're not just blindly copying two sentences, just putting it as an answer. If you are capable of some writing, if you are capable of using some common sense, then start using it. And you will see that your exam scores will start improving once you start applying those English language skills and common sense skills. Okay, the fourth mistake, again from the speaking section, is describe image. People think or have a tendency to think that content is the king here. You see a big cross here. It's not the king. The main thing you are expected to do in this describe image question is to speak fluently. The way you are speaking is more important or much more important than what you are speaking. That is what is the difference between fluency, the way you are speaking, and what you are speaking is content. So content is very less important in describe image. That is why you should always focus on the fluency. Okay, there are some templates that are floating around in the YouTube. I can see this, I can see this, I can see this, I can see this. Still it is fluent. Okay, you can improve those templates with simple sentences like I can see this in this picture and also I can see this. But I can also see this and this. So rather to sound monotonous, repeated, एक ही चीज को बार बार repeat करने से अच्छा है to improvise something, improve the mistakes. Okay, that's what this video is all about. Improve yourself and exam mein you will see the results. But still fluency is the king here. So that's why I'm not stressing too much on using this template or that template. Be fluent. The way I'm speaking to you now, fluent. That's the number 4 common error that people make. The number 5 one is terrible templates, terrible templates. Some of the templates, like I don't know how these people are teaching these to the students, not only on the YouTube, but physical classes as well, the people who attend that. They get the templates and they come to me, sir, can you please check this template? Sometimes when they become our students, then we see grammar mistakes in those templates. Can you imagine you are going in the exam with a template that already has grammar mistakes. So some points already lost for the grammars, and then if you make more grammatical mistakes or spelling mistakes, then how much score can you expect? The other type of templates, they don't even follow a particular structure what the PTE exam is expecting. So PTE exam expects your responses to follow a particular structure like introduction, body, conclusion, any of the responses. And that is the way to present your things, right? The way to present your thoughts. Introduction, give some background, then talk about the main things and then conclude it. That's what everything should be based on. But some of the templates that I see, not at all follows that. They don't even express the opinions that you need to do. Examples are lacking. So please avoid those kind of templates. You can watch our all template video where we have talked about all the templates, what you need to do, what you need to ignore as well. So watch them and then you should be much more confident in that. You can also see the link appearing here or here. You can click and you can watch that video. Now, it's time to move on to the number 6 common mistake. It is related to the same topic that we are talking now, templates. I already told you what problems are lying in the template like grammatical mistakes, structure. One step ahead of this blunder is that they just give you one topic keyword throughout the template and then they ask you to just fill it, make your essays, make your summarized written text responses or spoken text responses. Just use one keyword and that's it. So this is applicable for all the modules, especially with the 2024 software updates in the PT exam. You are not supposed to use the one word templates. If you keep asking me the same question, I'll keep replying you the same thing, that you are not supposed to use the one keyword templates. It will ruin your scores, especially writing scores. It will ruin it. So absolute no, no. I don't even advise it for even the speaking modules, because same thing will happen there as well, because you are expected to use some phrases. So one word template for writing or speaking, please avoid it. The more you use the phrases and the more you balance the extended speaking and the short speaking, that's where you start getting more score. For speaking, of course, you need to have fluency as well. And for writing, you also need to show your grammatical skills, okay, by not making any mistakes or spelling mistakes. If you are able to avoid them, then every template will start working for you. Okay, so avoid those templates that ask you to just put one keyword throughout the template and then your essay is complete. I know many of you are not capable of writing the many sentences that are expected, but unless you improve, you should not expect your scores to improve. That's how it's an English exam. There needs to be some improvement from your side if you are really aiming for that much score. Otherwise, what's the point of taking an English exam which can just be cracked using some kind of tricks, some kind of jugaad? Hmm? So this is a very serious problem in this 2024 year, that people are using and still getting low scores. Absolute havoc on your scores. Now that we have talked enough about the templates and how you need to speak, let's also talk about the other important topics in the exam, like highlight incorrect words. What happens in highlight incorrect words? You're just expected to listen and click on the incorrect words. But what some people do, they are clicking twice, double clicking. You're not expected to double click. What happens with the double click? Whatever you select gets unselected. So this is something you need to keep it in your mind. It also has negative marking in it. So if you don't click on the correct words, it will give you negative marking. And whatever correct ones you have scored, the minus points will be applied. So keep this thing in mind. You should not be double clicking on those words. Double clicking removes the selection that you made. And by the time you realize it, the audio already is progressing, and then you are also progressing along with that. So later when you come back and think, oh, I double clicked on it instead of single click, may or may not be able to remember which word was it. So it's always thoughtful, always whenever you are practicing. Of course, whenever you are practicing on our platform or any other platform, you are expected to single click on it. Just a word of caution, कोई बड़ी advice नहीं है, word of caution. Please exercise this carefully. The next one is really important. Number 8 is reviewing your writing responses. Some people are just having a habit of just finishing the writing and then click next. You are given allocated time for summarize written text, for summarize spoken text, 10 minutes each. And then for writing essay, you get 20 minutes. Even for the core topics, you have specific times for writing email. So why you need to hurry? Of course, you need to practice typing so that you finish your template, you add relevant keywords and phrases wherever you are expected to. And then it's very important, because you are in a hurry, sometimes you make typo mistakes, like spelling mistakes. You're not making it on purpose, but while typing, you make it. And then that makes you lose marks. Also, grammar review is very important. So whatever templates I share to you, I'm not asking you to use complex form of grammars. Just simple grammar forms. You can see the write essay templates and you will come to know. The same thing also applicable to when you are typing quickly. Sometimes you press the space twice. So that results in an error. So double spacing also needs to be checked. Wherever you are typing, just scroll it throughout. Check your spelling, check your grammar, and the last thing you also need to check is your punctuations. Have I put the commas and full stops in the proper places? Even for the commas, before comma there is no space, after comma there is one space. Before full stop there is no space, after full stop there is one space. Please follow that. Many people put spaces before the commas and before the full stop. That again results in free grammatical errors that you are giving to the Pearson. and basically you are just giving them bonus money because you need to repeat the exam because of these silly mistakes. So reviewing your responses is really important, a must do for everyone. Okay, whether you are strong in English, whether you are weak in English, whatever your level is, whatever your target is, you must review it. So keep aside last 1 or 2 minutes to do this so that you have enough time to review your responses, and that's how you ace the exam. The number 9 is write from dictation. Now, write from dictation is a heavyweight module both for your listening and for your writing. So that is why it becomes an important module that you cannot miss. So first of all, manage your time to reach there because it's right in the end of the exam. The last question of the exam, the last question of the listening section. Make sure you first of all reach there by managing the listening module time properly. And then what happens is the automated time or the allocated time modules like write essays, summarize written text, summarize spoken text, even if you don't click next, the response gets automatically submitted when the time runs out. But that is not applicable in write from dictation. If you are on the last question and you see only a couple of seconds remaining on the overall test timer, and you should click next before the timer runs out, otherwise it will not record your last response. So this is also an important thing to remember. You can easily gain, let's say you have written around 10 words. If if you fail to click submit, you are straight away losing around 10 points, which contributes to both your listening and your writing scores. So never ever do that. Another important thing about the same task, which contributes a lot to your writing and listening scores, right? Around 40 points to both the modules. Why do you not use the extra words? There is no negative marking in this question. There is no word limit in this question. So why do you not use the extra words? Some people are very confident. Oh, I hear properly. I will not use the extra words. I will write dot to dot. Maybe that will penalize me. But this trick, I would say trick, is still working in the exam using extra words. Sometimes you may not hear the word properly, whether it was singular or plural, whether it was present tense or past tense. Ask versus asks. Ask versus asked. So then you write all the combination using the extra word strategy, and then the software, what it does is whichever is the correct one, it just picks that one and gives you 1 point. There is no negative marking for the wrong words that you have written. Same thing with the spellings. If you don't know about the spellings, you write whatever combination you can think of. You can also watch the 10 ultimate spelling tricks that I shared recently on YouTube to improve your spellings further. So in the end, you also need to put these prepositions, conjunctions, articles. You can watch my write from dictation video to get a more elaborated concept on how to use them. No commas in between. One capital letter in the beginning and one full stop right in the end after you have written everything. So these are the errors that you need to avoid at all costs, and I hope you will take a note of it and you will excel in the exam and ace in the exam the next time you do it. Excellent. Errors and mistakes are meant to be fixed. So instead of weaknesses, they become your strength. If you are still unable to improve after multiple attempts, then please WhatsApp us for personalized paid course, and I will help you there personally. And also watch the video on 10 expert tips for the PT exam to pass in the very first attempt. Keep watching Edutrainex with a thumbs up, and I will soon be back with another great video on PT topic. Ask us anything with your comments below. See you soon.